Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Uh, Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Is the audio clear from my side?
Yes, ma'am. It is quite
Oh,
clear.
fine. Let's go ahead. I'll turn on the video. Give me a couple of minutes.
It's fine.
Okay. Have you gone through your session notes?
No, ma'am. I haven't. Like, I just woke up and I don't get the time.
Okay, no worries. Let me give you some extempo topics,
Okay.
right? Choose your topic and try to speak for some time on each topic. Each extempo needs to be spoken on at least 6 to 7 minutes minimum. If you want to speak
Okay.
more, you can. But minimum it should be 6 to 7 minutes.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
Your topics are unemployment, number one,
Mhm.
number two, rural development, and third is parents should not choose their child's career.
Okay. One is unemployment. Second one is rural development. Then parents should not choose their child's career. Okay. Okay, ma'am. I will go for topic number, like last topic, which is parents should not choose their child's career. Okay, so can I start, ma'am, now?
Yes. Start, keep a note on the watch. Keep to speak for minimum 5 to 6 minutes.
Okay, okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, this statement actually, we can't say it is actually completely straight. Like, it is not black and white that we can't say that parents should not, or parent only the parent should choose a choose a person or means their child's career, because uh, it doesn't matter. Actually, parents are like they are good at maybe parenting. Parents are actually uh, those are actually the persons who are actually the closest to a person, closest to that child for a couple of year of his early stage in the life. But as the time actually passes, then the child is actually got exposure to the out, outer world, and the child is actually uh, try to learn different things on his own. Then he also figure out himself a lot better way than his parents do. So in some cases, the child should like child know what he is actually doing, or what he actually wants to do. Uh, at the same time, there are some parents who actually know their child very well than
Hmm.
their child know himself. And
Right.
at the same time, parents have the experience of 40 years, 50 years. They actually know how the world works. They actually know how they were actually thinking at their time, and maybe that thinking actually uh, don't go so well. Didn't go so well. So they actually know that maybe the child is actually thinking this way, but this can't be work in the next term, in the next latter time. So
Hmm.
there are actually they in the both side they are actually quite wrong. Means like quite right that parents are actually they have the experience, they have seen the world uh, in a broader picture, whereas a child who is actually starting to live his life, or she live her life in this world, whereas the total experience, if I calculated as compared to any parents, then the child would have like half of the experience or maybe less. Like let's say the child is actually in his 20s, early 20s. So obviously he is going to have that half of experience than his parents do. So in this case, it in superficially it is quite easy to tell that parents are maybe they are actually in a good position to recommend you, to tell you what should be right to pursue a career for his for the children. But it is not that easy to predict that someone's future. At the same time,
Hmm.
even though a child is actually have the less experience about this thing, they might be the children might be live a very shorter life till now in this world.
Hmm.
But the parents don't know that they have actually a gut feeling that they actually know themselves better than them.
Hmm.
So this is actually maybe a game changing and this feeling actually work for their child actually. Then actually they actually know themselves than their parents. So that's why in that case they actually do very, in some cases they do very well as they know themselves very well. So in that case, the child is also right that he is actually quite quite right to making any decision for his life. So we
Hmm.
can't just tell the who is we should go with child's opinion or sorry, children's opinion or parents' opinion. So it is better that start. It is not like that. Some experience that a child has, the child is not a professional expert in career counseling. At the same time, the parents too, parents also, they are actually expert in parenting, but they are not actually expert in doing career counseling or something else. So that's why there are like professionals are there who are actually have done these things regularly in their job is to find out what a student is actually curious about, what profession can a student is actually interested and can pursue for a longer time. So the in that scenario, I would recommend that for the child and for the parents also, that go for a career counselor so that they will have all multidirectional opinions that sure why your child is actually go in this field because your child have XYZ interest in ABC field. So in considering those points, and obviously that expert is gaining those knowledge from by talking to their child. So by
Hmm.
talking to their child, the expert can actually analyze what thing that boy do, that what thing that boy shouldn't do, and by analyzing those things, he just able to the counselor is actually able to explain those things and with can present a proper idea what fields are actually there for that or the options are there for your child,
Hmm.
and obviously he can present all the data to their parent in front of his parent. So by
Hmm.
talking to the child, he actually making the brainstorming and presenting to the parent. Then also the child and parent, they both will understand, and they obviously uh, choose what the like parent actually understand. A parent will understand, and parent also support in his to their children that okay, you should do this, and the
Hmm.
children also like quite acknowledge those idea and acknowledge why, they will realize why they are actually pursuing that field. At least they have that motto or that basic idea in clear in their mind that okay, I am interested in this, and that's why I'm doing this. Maybe later time when like when let's take example of me that yeah, in earlier time I was like quite good at physics. That's why I just took like a master's in bachelor in physics, then I do pursue masters in physics. But at the same time, after spending like 5 years, then I got to realize that when I asked myself this question that should I do PhD or not, another 5 years for PhD. Then I realized that no, I'm good at physics. That doesn't mean I'm actually like I can pursue, I can like live a life in doing like researching on physics.
Hmm.
I may be really interested in doing coding, so I should
Yes.
switch career, something like that. So latter time, if after going a career counselor, if you got into a field and you try to excel in that field, but latter time you got to realize that no, this field is actually I am actually good at this field, but I am I can't pursue a career in this field. Then obviously with that developed mindset, that child can now the child is developed enough with the mindset that he can change his career, he actually changes like reshape his future. Then it is okay, then it is fine to step up and choose a career uh, for himself with his own for the child, for the children only. So then they can decide that later than they have that capacity, they have that mindset to decide on their own. But in their early career, they should go. Even the child, even the parent, they both should consult a career counselor. This is actually my all theory or all uh, uh, opinion that how like it is not about parents, or it is not about supporting children's that which opinion should matter, which opinion should prioritize one above another. It is not like that. They both are correct in maybe different cases. But at the same time, we don't know who are actually knowing, who are actually knowing. They are actually, at least they are not expertise in this field, expert in this field. That's why it is better to, if you have some like doubt into like mm, choosing someone or finalizing someone finalizing the idea,
Hmm.
then you should recommend or consult a person who is actually expert in this field. Then you have that broader spectrum, maybe those experience that uh, an expert has. Maybe that experience don't have, that children obviously they don't have, and the parents even living that a long enough life, like 40 years, 50 years, after they don't have that statistics or data the data that experts have. So that's why in that case, all should consult obviously expert. Then they should like consider.
Okay, fine. All right. Regarding your feedback, you've used quite very, very basic words, vocabulary. Maybe you can work on your vocabulary a little bit because that's affecting your articulation directly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, fine. You want to pick up the other topics?
Mm. Yes, ma'am. Sure, I can. Yeah, and the other
Hmm.
topic was like one topic was that urban
Uh,
rural development, and
yes.
second
Unemployment.
the unemployment. Okay. Yes,
Go
ma'am. I
ahead.
will go. I would like to go with the first. Okay, I can tell about both the topic a little bit. So let's first go with the unemployment topic.
Hmm.
So the unemployment, ma'am, as the word actually mean is that uh, a person who is actually not like actively contributing his skill set or his uh, yeah, exactly, his skill set of doing a thing to any industry or any field. Like he is not actually giving his selling his skill set so that he will earn something. So this is basically the process that if you are not selling something, or if you are not using your mindset to uh, improve something in a particular field like industry, like a workforce, if you are not contributing something in a nation's workforce, then it is called as unemployed. The person is often tagged as unemployed.
Hmm.
So unemployment, so unemployment, as we discussed, as we just tell that uh, a nation, I can say that a nation's backbone is actually his sales force. Like sales force means maybe it is man force, man it is, then it is industry, like machinery force, I can say. Means uh, nation's backbone is actually its manufacturing facilities. Then it comes is manpower, labor thing. And if a nation is actually not capable enough to uh, generate those required jobs, jobs for manufacturing things, jobs for providing services, like different kind of
Hmm.
services. Like there are obviously India is a country which is actually largest in exporting IT services. So
Hmm.
IT services, then producing things, assembling different types of uh, appliances, or let's say mobiles. So these are actually manufacturing jobs that a country should have for is like for wider labor force, because these are the skills that can easily be obtained, they easily be learned, easily be taught uh, to uh, larger people, so that they will actually start helping in manufacturing products for the nation's growth. And why I am explaining all those things, actually I'm coming to this topic that as we live in India, and recent few years, like it's been one decade that our country is actually lowering in the numbers of producing things, of generating jobs. That's why actually the unemployment rate is also uh, hiking. Uh, and the reason behind it is actually, although the GDP is actually going up, and India is actually doing very well as compared to its previous years. Like take example another decades, previous decades. But at the same time, our population is also growing, and at that comparison, the unemployment rate is actually higher, like increasing. And one of the top reason I can explain it to you that, ma'am, is creating not enough manufacturing hubs. Like there are like good amount of manufacturing hub that India have, and recently just like maybe I can recall that recently research post maybe published, and it says that India is right now is in top five of manufacturing. So India, whereas if I can recall that India was actually like top, actually a top 50 like before one decade, like in 2013 to 2015, India wasn't. India at like top 20. But yeah, it is actually good news that India is in top five in manufacturing, but it is actually not sufficient, because our unemployment record is actually breaking. So that's why India has
Hmm.
to like do it, like give his 110% or maybe 200% to actually create that types of setups, manufacturing hubs, creating services. Maybe everyone can't do IT services, because they have to learn coding, they have to give their 1 year.
Hmm.
But as
Hmm.
compared, if we are talking about labor force, like the forces that Germany or England used to have in 1990s or something like that. They used to make car, they are just assembling things. So these skills actually can easily be learned. Then they are easily inducted to the cell force, and their training period will be like 3 months, 4 months. So it is very short month, and you are actually paying a not decent amount. It is actually below decent amount, but actually they are able to like living a life at least a below average life. Whereas right now they are not actually doing, and our country has also not has also that a special kind of thing that like all other developed country has, that they are actually paying their unemployed person employed citizen in their country, which is actually India doesn't have. So that is actually a problem for Indian citizen to live like unemployed in this country. So if we
Mm.
don't have that kind of facility, then we should at least induct first that we should give a basic compensation like in a month in a regular basis, so that they
Mm.
actually like at least live on their own, like till they get a job. So these things are actually real, but the thing is that I have like seen in news, seen in my own research that India is actually not acknowledging all things, that our unemployment rate is actually increasing. Yeah, though our GDP is actually increasing. So by this number, GDP number, the unemployed rate or unemployment statistic are being like hidden, or just go under its name, like the GDP growing stuff. So
Mm.
yeah, that is quite true. Unemployment is actually true in this country, and I just explain why it is happening, how we should tackle by just increasing the manufacturing hub, by increasing the skill set. Yeah.
GDP growing stuff. So there you go. You're not getting the right vocabulary, and that's how you're using basic terminologies. You need to work on your vocabulary part, which I've mentioned to you earlier. This is exactly what I was trying to tell you, that if you work on your vocabulary, the clarity of speech will be much better. Your articulation will be much better. You're repeating yourself several times. You'll not be doing so. You'll be very precise and definite in your approach. So try to work on your vocabulary, and the only way to do so is to push in more words, practice with more words, because that will be enhancing your subconscious memory, and you'll be bringing about these new words in your future conversation. Right now, whatever you're speaking, it is coming from your past subconscious mind memory. Okay, but you're
Yes,
not
ma'am.
pushing in any new words. Why you're not doing so? Because either you're not doing a little bit of research on the topic, because if you do so, then only you'll be bringing in these words. And Clapingo sends you session notes, which includes vocabulary for you related to the topic. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to get them here, spread it out on a piece of paper, all of them together, and try to include them as part of your conversation. That is how you can upgrade your vocabulary. It's a very simple way to do so. But if you don't go through the vocabulary part, the rest of the notes, it's fine. You may not look at it, but vocabulary and the topic is very important, because these
Okay, ma'am.
vocabularies you will not be able to use in your next session, right? The topic will be different, and consecutively, all the vocabularies in the past which you have not been using, they're just part of vocabulary notes. So from the vocabulary notes, it has to be included so that you can upgrade yourself. Speaking is fine, you're doing well, but you need to upgrade a little bit. It'll take you about how many? 5 minutes, 6 minutes to get it here on the paper. And then when you're speaking, look at it and speak so that you are tweaking your content around the vocab. The rest you can develop on your own. But that's quite a bit, about 50, 60 words sent to you. So it's quite a bit you can make it a point to use from the next session. No worries if you have not done till now. So do you want to address the third topic?
Yeah, ma'am. Third, maybe the time is actually limiting. So can we proceed, or like
I've already given you the session
okay?
feedback. So if you want to say a few lines or you want to
Sure,
leave,
ma'am.
it's up to you.
Yeah, the topic was like the rural development, and yes, ma'am. In my opinion, rural development for a country is actually quite important because there are people who are actually migrating from rural area to urban area to have that better lifestyle, to have that better salary. At the same time, if we focus to develop a village to a smart village of, or if we try to transform a tier 3 tier 4 cities into at least a area where the basic facilities like hospital, like transport, all those things are actually like meeting the citizens necessary at the time of necessity. So at that time, the people will obviously try to like migrate from that place. At the same time of that living, if someone is actually living in a better place, his mindset will be, his mental health will be fine. Then he actually can be do uh, do focus in their career. And obviously, it is not that difficult in this internet era that we know. Obviously, we can do a multinational company's job from our village also. We just need a internet connection, and obviously, we are good to go for work from home. So it is nowadays. It is not that difficult to do any IT job or even different kinds of job like drop shipping or content creation. Jobs market is actually very much.